Na 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 na.
When Asana was born, the whole family just fell in love with him. He was a happy baby. He was a good baby, and he was a cute baby. The first thing that we noticed is that once in a while, Asana would just, out of nowhere, throw up everything. As he progressed and got a little bigger, we started transitioning to solids. It really became a concern because he'd start gagging to the point where it looked like he was choking. It was very scary. Pesach time came around, things were very busy. We were also making a bar mitzvah at the same time. And about a week after the bar mitzvah, Asana threw up again, same routine. And we peeled off his shirt and he was sitting there without an undershirt on. And I noticed his stomach looked a little funny. So I said to my wife Tzipi, I said, that looks very odd. I'm saying it looked like something was sticking out of there. And she says to me, please don't scare me. I said, listen, there's nothing to be scared about. We just have to take care of it. We'll go to the doctor. I'm sure it's nothing serious, but it just looks a little weird. The pediatrician advised us to go to a gastroenterologist. We get to the gastroenterologist, and Asana was screaming. He puts him down on the examining table, and he just puts his hands on him, and he starts pushing to see what was there. And he turns around to us, and he says, and I see there's like a look of shock on his face. He's trying to disguise it in a very professional way, but he's like, there's a tumor in there. There's a mass in there. I don't know if it's cancerous or not. And immediately I said, Chas v'shalom. I just didn't, I was in shock. A tumor was like the last thing that I would think of. Our pediatrician advised us to go to CHOP. When they started bringing in oncologists, they explained to us, listen, he has a tumor. And we knew he has a tumor, that we understood. The only thing is we didn't know if it was cancerous or not. That night was just a very tough night, just emotionally, it was tough. He was in isolation, not that it made a difference. He was being poked and prodded every few minutes. People would come in, doctors, nurses. I never saw so many doctors and nurses in my life. We were in tremendous turmoil, to say the least. The next day around noontime, I contacted Chai Lifeline, and our caseworker came out there right away. She drove from Lakewood to Philadelphia, just dropped everything. She said, I'll be right out there. I'm like, it's Friday, are you sure? I just wanted to, I was just trying to really make a contact with them to find out how we're supposed to be surviving here, like as far as, what help we could get, what's available. She brought food, and she really made sure that we were set up for Shabbos and everything before she left. I mean, she stayed with us for hours just to make sure that we were settled in the hospital. There were so many people who wanted to help. If there's no one to field that help, in other words, to be able to channel it into where it has to go, that was another place where Chai Lifeline just stepped in and took all that effort that people wanted to help, and they really said, okay, you should help here, you should help. They knew what we needed. Once a Shabbos, I was going to go back to the kids, and I was thinking, I was a little scared because even after what I faced before, now I have to face the kids and to break it to them and to explain to them what's going on in a way that they could understand, and but in a way that wouldn't scare them. So I didn't know how to do that. So I called Sully Fried on the way back from CHOP, and we had a nice talk, and he was explaining to me that basically the most scary thing for kids is the unknown. Of course, not to, you don't have to, everything has to be age appropriate, but, just to be open with the kids.
When I found out that Nissan was sick, I felt very scared and sad that my brother had to go through all these things and chemo.
I was just devastated. My younger brother being sick with cancer. I basically cried myself to sleep.
I went to someone's house and I was scared and sad.
Here you are, an ordinary family, and it's just the sickness comes into the family and it takes its toll.
The older kids had a suspicion that it was something like cancer. They didn't want to say it because it was too terrible for them. I told them what I knew. I wasn't hiding anything from them, and they took it very well.
Me and my siblings used to take turns going to the Chai house each Shabbos to go to the hospital. The house was fully equipped with full-sized beds and bedrooms and books and meals.
It made an experience like this as pleasant as it possibly could be. I still have warm feelings when I think about those Shabbosim that we spent there. August 19th was the surgery.
When I was in camp and Nissan had to have a long surgery, I was very scared and I was davening a lot for him.
After the surgery, I called my parents and they said the surgery was successful. At that point, I was dancing in my heart.
It is a trauma to the whole family. So the epicenter is really the parents and the children. Chai Lifeline realizes this and they provide all these things for them, whether it's entertainment, whether it's parties, whether it's retreats.
One of my best events was Chai Lifeline's Siv Shabbos for girls, and we went to the Camp Simcha campground and we had a whole Shabbaton there. It was a lot of fun.
One event that I really enjoyed a lot was during Chol Moed Sukkos, Chai Lifeline sent us tickets to Hershey Park.
And they made us parties.
By the Hanukkah event, there was a concert, a juggler, and they gave us big boxes of presents.
They even stocked our freezer with food so that if we would come back from the hospital late and we wanted to prepare something, we'd have something ready to come out of the freezer, just put in the oven and it will be ready. And that's besides all the food that they just sent over every night. Every night there was food coming, and we didn't have to worry about a meal at that time. For a while, Nisanel had to have these Neupogen shots, which are these injections to boost his white blood cell count. Our older kids were begging for a chance to inject Nisanel with the Neupogen. And at the time I was thinking, why would they want to do that?
I felt that it helped me deal with the situation more because I'm helping Nisanel get better by giving him these shots.
Baruch Hashem, today Nisanel is finished with his chemotherapy and he's doing very nicely. He goes in for checkups once in a while to make sure that he is okay. And we just daven that Hashem will continue to be okay. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped us get through this. All our friends, all our relatives, and people we didn't even know. And of course, Chai Lifeline and all their volunteers. Thank you.
na